Hello everyone, hope you're doing good. Today is the first video of the series of video that I'm trying to make for my son to learn the basic of computers and have some practical knowledge that I didn't have when I was in the school and all the things that we are learning in schools, even though they were good back then, they the course and structures have not changed so much, right? So they are very dated. So I keep on um, finding myself teaching my son different things and new things that are more relevant, that will make him better, that will prepare him better to face the real world and not have the bookish thing. So by programming, right? So he recently got a MacBook, and the reason why we chose MacBook versus iPad was we really wanted him to have fun and learn the powers of the computer, because um, in the next century or when he will grow up, everything will be so different than how it is right now or how it was when we were growing up, and we were not prepared for it, right? So we did everything, we learned it during the college days, and he does not have to wait that long. Let's have fun. At least he should have some idea about, like, when people are talking about apps, when people are talking about letters, what goes on, like when he's interacting with websites, like um it's more fun if you know some basics, and it's not rocket science. There are things, there are hard problems that people are solving. These are not hard problems. So let's me tell you the let's open the curtain and discovers the magician's secrets, okay? So what is programming? You can think about it like it's a way um, that you can talk to the computer. Yeah, when I told my son that yes, you can talk to the computer using programming, he said that, oh, you mean like, hey Siri or okay Google, right? These are the new age kids. Um, and they're not wrong, right? These were the ways, like these are the new ways that really you talk to interface with the computer. So back then, when we are not able to talk to the computer, we have to kind of write to the computer, send him instructions, and in a way that the computer understands. So, does computer speak a language? That's a good question, right? Does the computer speak a language? Yes, it does. But is it English? Is it French? What kind of language does it speak? Actually, it does not speak any of the language that we speak. It speaks something very boring. It's like series of zeros and ones. Yes, it does not have understanding of all the numbers even. How dumb it is? Yes, the computer used to be very dumb. I'm telling you, you are smarter than the computer because you can think on your own. But recently computers are getting smarter and smarter, and they have a mind of their own. But that, let's hold up that discussion. I know you are very interested in knowing that, and all the apps and games that you can um, build, and chess you can play with the computer. I know, but let's take a step back, okay? And let's see a regular computer like your MacBook, right? Where you are just trying to interface with it. You need a keyboard, you need a trackpad or a mouse. You But behind the scene, they are all capturing your inputs, like you have done a mouse click or you have pressed some letters, and it is translating into a language that computer understands. and which is basically zeros and ones. And trust me, nobody understands that except the computer. Thank God for the high level language. So, why it's high level language? Because you can think about it's like a nice tower, right? Um, Whatever you like. You like a Lego tower, you can think about a Lego tower. You like tower of a blocks, think about anything, right? So at the bottom is your computer who just understands these zeros, ones, series of zeros and one. They form a pattern, and every pattern has a different meaning. Isn't that interesting? It is interesting, trust me. I know it does not, but just imagine if you this means different than this. It's really wonderful, like how things change just by how many ones you have, how many zeros you have, and the order. So computer is also like smart in that sense that it can consume it very fast, these zeros and ones, and interpret and take action. um, but you do not have to do that. So there are many high level languages that sits on top. They're high level, so they are sitting at higher in the our imaginary tower, right? So that high level language we are gonna interact with. You will keep on hearing so many languages. There are really so many languages, and you are gonna keep on hearing about them. So we, like, Python. Yes, it's it's named after a snake, but it's also a name of a language which is very, very popular. So when somebody says, "Oh, are you writing Python script?" then you can be cool and say that, "Oh, I know Python is a language that you can create computer programs in and interact with computer." So you can think about, like, have you seen Harry Potter? So in Harry Potter, you are the you are like, you can think about, like, you guys are entering the Hogwarts, and this is your first day, and you are trying to choose your own magic wand. There are multiple magic wands, you can choose any. The basic idea is to give instruction to the computer for the magic to happen. And you can start with Python, you can have Java, you have C. There are so many other languages, like, really, there are so many languages. And it's up to you what languages you want. But I think the easiest one is Python. We are going to try to learn Python first, and then we can see what else we can learn. But there are really so many languages that you can think about. You can be very cool kid and smart kid by telling them that, "Oh, I know these languages." Um, but yep, that's for the other time, right? And the thing is, now you understand that computer understands only zeros and one. We need a high level language to talk to it. um, it's more or less like, a translator which is going to translate it into zero and one. And here is a perfect time to introduce another fancy word. It's called as binary. So some of you might know that bi means, that's right, bi means two. And as you can see, when I mentioned that computer understands zeros and ones, I was saying that it just understands two digits, right? So it's binary. So you can say, what does computer understand? What language does it speak? It speaks binary format. Yeah. And higher level languages are just like, translators, which are translating your source code And typically, you write it in English, but you know, people write it in different language as well. Like native Chinese can write in Chinese language as well. Pardon my understanding there, but yeah, I've seen code which I couldn't interpret. Um, so we are not going to go very deep down, but it's very interesting, like how many kind of translators there can be. Um, we are not going to talk about them, maybe later. Um, okay, so this is your first lecture. We know programming is important, and we'll cover more in our next lecture. See you then. Keep me